Hello everyone, my name is Rashmeet Kaur Bagga and I'm a network engineer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Cisco Catalyst Center on AWS. So Cisco Catalyst Center is the network management and monitoring tool that basically helps us to automate the bring up of network devices like switches, router, wireless LAN controllers, access points. So now let's look at some of the reason why someone would want to deploy Catalyst Center on AWS. So number one reason is you don't need a data center. You can deploy Catalyst Center anywhere in the world with AWS. Number two, there's no need to worry about servers going end of life, end of sale. You always get latest technology on AWS. Number three is you don't need to deploy multiple Catalyst Center in HA like in physical data center. AWS gives you 99.99% high availability with multiple data centers and availability zones. Number four, the bring up is extremely fast. You don't need to worry about rack, stack, cable, servers. You just need to bring up the VM and get started with day 1-2 use cases. Now let's look at how the end-to-end deployment looks like. So what we have on left is AWS Cloud, and on AWS we would deploy our Catalyst Center VM, and then via IPsec tunnel, Catalyst Center would be able to manage and monitor all the network devices that are on the right hand side in the enterprise network. And then here are some steps for someone who wants to deploy Catalyst Center on AWS and connect to their enterprise network. So the number one step is have an AWS account, and then go to cisco.com and download the CloudFormation automation template that will bring up the Catalyst Center on AWS. Once that's done, on AWS create a VPC, subnets, security group, key pair, and some of the connectivity back to enterprise. It can be IPsec tunnel, SD-WAN, or direct connect. Once that's done, step 3 is on your enterprise firewall. Open all the ports for inbound and outbound traffic. Here are all the ports for inbound and outbound traffic. Few example of ports are 22 for SSH, 80, and 443 for HTTP and HTTPS, 830 for netconf for streaming telemetry. Last step is to run the CloudFormation template on AWS to bring up the Catalyst Center on AWS. Alright, now let's go into the demo where I would show you all the steps on how to create Catalyst Center on AWS. Alright, let's first go to software.cisco.com where we can download the manual mode CloudFormation template for Catalyst Center. Now let's take a look at what's in the CloudFormation template. We can see the Catalyst Center version of 2.3.7.6. When we look further down, we can see all the AMI in all the AWS regions. So you can deploy Catalyst Center in all of these regions using this CloudFormation template. Next, in the AWS management console, let's make sure all the AWS infrastructure is created. First, we will go to see if a VPC is created. I have created a Bagga VPC here, and in the VPC, I have a subnet called Bagga subnet, which is 172.16.20.0, which is /28 subnet. I also have a routing table created pointing all the traffic to the VPN gateway IPsec tunnel. I have also created a security group with all the inbound and outbound rules configured, which are essential for the Catalyst Center traffic communication to the network devices. I will also share the link in the description below. Alright, now let's navigate to the VPN gateway where I have created site-to-site VPN connection with IPsec tunnel to my firewall on-prem. Here I have configured a VPN tunnel which is up and running. In the Bugger IPsec tunnel, you can also see that the tunnel 1 is up. This tunnel ensures that once the Catalyst Center is deployed, it can discover and manage devices, push configuration, and monitor system health. Alright, finally it's time to deploy the Catalyst Center using the CloudFormation template. To do that, we'll have to first click on Services and go to CloudFormation template. Once we are here on this page, we'll have to click on Create Stack and we'll have to upload the downloaded file that we have, the YAML file. And to do that, we'll have to click on Upload a template file, and we'll have to upload that file. Once that's done, we'll hit next. We'll give a stack name. We'll also enter my environment name, call our Bugger Catalyst Center. Then I will choose my manually created subnet and also my security group called Bugger Security Group, key pairs, and also the Catalyst Center IP address, which is 172.16.20.9, and then the subnet mask of /28 and the default gateway after this. And once we are done with that, we'll have to then enter the on-prem DNS server IP of 10.4.48.10, and we'll also create a password which would be used for console connection via EC2, and then we'll also add the FQDN of Catalyst Center and we'll hit next. Moving forward, to identify this particular deployment, I'm going to create tags called Bugger, and then in stack failure options, I'm going to select rollback stack resources, so that if the stack creation fails for any reason, this will delete everything the stack created. And then we'll hit next, and then finally I will review the summary to confirm all the configuration, and then we'll click submit to create the stack. Once we have the stack created, here in the stack info, we can see the stack is create in progress. In the parameters, basically we can see all the configuration inputs that is being used in the create stack. And when we click in the template, we can see the YAML file we have input in the CloudFormation template. And now if we see in stack info, we can see that the stack status is create complete. Moving forward, we can go to EC2, and in instances, we can see that our Bugger Catalyst Center creation is initialized, and when we click on the instant ID, we can see the IP address assigned to the Catalyst Center, which is 172.16.20.9. We can see that the instance type is R5A.8x large, and we can see the subnet ID. If we go in the bottom, we can click on the security and see the inbound and outbound rules that got applied from the security group that we created earlier. In the storage tab, we can see that the 4 TB volume got created and it got attached to our Catalyst Center instance. Now to see what is going on during the bring up, I will click on connect and go to EC2 serial console, and we'll click on console. Here basically I can see the installation script that is being running with the deployment of like all the packages. Deployment takes about like 45 minutes. So this is the perfect time to take like a coffee break or go for a quick walk. We did amazing so far. We are almost done. Alright, once that's done, the Catalyst Center dashboard will be live, configured with the appropriate security group and the resources. Now we can go to any browser and enter the IP of Catalyst Center and log in using like the default username of admin and password of maglev1@3. And with first time login, it will ask to create a new user with password. So we will go ahead and create a new user called netadmin with the super admin role, and then we'll click on submit. Now we will log in as a netadmin user. Once that's done, congratulations, this Catalyst Center is deployed with 2.3.7.6 version. Now you can get started with discovering your network devices, push config templates, use AIOps to assure that devices and clients are always up and running. In addition to that, I will also share the links with all the inbound and outbound rules in the description below, so you can check it there. Awesome! Now you saw how easy it was to deploy Catalyst Center on AWS. For more information, these are all the other Catalyst Center guides and resources on the Cisco website. I will put all the links in the description below. You can find it there. And I hope this was very informative for you. And I hope you can start deploying Catalyst Center on AWS. Thank you so much.